Hi, my name's TJ Douglas, and I'm one of the owners of the Urban Grape. We are a fine wine and spirit shop located out in Chestnut Hill, Massachusetts. Today I'm going to talk about kosher wine. Now, kosher wine has a stigma to it that people think that it's going to be a sweet, low-alcohol wine that you only drink during Jewish holidays. What kosher wine really is, it's about the philosophy and the supervision and the manipulation of the growing of the grapes in the vineyards. Most wines that are kosher in the world are made by men. Even though there's a huge female population of winemakers coming up right now, when it comes to kosher wine, a lot of them are going to be males. By law, you can actually have some female winemakers making the kosher wine, but in the vineyards, which have to lay fallow every 7 years due to kosher regulations, only Jewish men can harvest and manipulate the growing of the grapes. There's a second process, which we will talk about, called mevushal process. Now, the mevushal process is Hebrew for to be cooked or cooked. So what this does is that it cooks the wine, brings it to a higher temperature, and then brings it back down to temperature. And what that does, it allows a non-Jewish person like me to pour it to someone who lives a kosher lifestyle or during a kosher holiday without tainting the wine. So let's start off with a great kosher wine. Now, a lot of people think that all kosher wine is only coming from Israel. This is a fantastic Sauvignon Blanc and Sémillon blend, which is a classic white Bordeaux wine. And this is coming from an area called Margaret River in Australia, so it's not coming from Israel. And with this wine right here, this is kosher. So the moment that I open this up for someone who lives a kosher lifestyle, let's say that I'm a waiter at a Jewish wedding and it's a kosher wedding, the moment that I open this up, the wine is now not servable since I'm not Jewish. So it still tastes good, but it comes down to what's in the book. So this right here, bright, aromatic, grassy, a little bit of bell pepper, and just beautiful, beautiful white wine. So now we're going to break the kosher tradition, and we're going to go to a wonderful kosher wine from an area called Puglia, which is the heel of the boot of Italy. So this is a very, very hot climate. A lot of the wines down there are in stainless steel, so not a lot of wood going on down there. And this is a grape that everyone knows called Pinot Noir. What's cool is that on the front of the bottle, it says Pinot Noir, but the Italians call it Pinot Nero, which is on the back of the bottle. So this wine is kosher, and it also goes through that secondary process, the cooked process of mevushal. And once again, what mevushal means is that me being a non-Jewish person, if I were to open this wine and serve it for someone who keeps kosher, it doesn't affect their beliefs and it doesn't taint their wine. So this right here allows people to have kosher weddings and to not have kosher servers when it comes to the wine. Food is a whole nother practice of it. So when wines lay fallow, or when wine grapes lay fallow in a vineyard on every 7 years, you can't touch the vineyards. You don't have to rip everything up like you would do with other grains or fruits or vegetables. You just can't touch it for a full year, and then you go back in and you can revitalize everything. And what that does, it gives the earth time to really get the roots down and to really take the least amount of manipulation out of the winemaking process. It sounds very, very confusing, but basically after 7 years, don't touch anything, go on holiday, come back, start making wine again, if you're a man. So this wine right here, sometimes with mevushal process, you get this cooked, pruny, low acid, lower alcohol, because I believe, there's not much written about it, but I believe that some of the alcohol gets burned off when you heat it up. Usually it tastes kind of like this, Manischewitz, which everyone knows about. And this wine tastes absolutely nothing like Manischewitz. It's bright, it's fruity, it's fresh, it's kosher, it's mevushal. So next we're going to also kind of break the stigma of kosher wine by going to an area in northern Spain called Navarra. And this is 100% of a grape called Tempranillo. Now, a lot of people know Tempranillo by the appellation called Rioja. So this is similar to Rioja, just comes from a different region in the world. And this, once again, is non-mevushal. And on the back of the bottle, you'll see kosher, kosher for Passover, mevushal, non-mevushal. This is non-mevushal wine. So once again, this is supervised by a rabbi, not blessed, but just supervised by a rabbi, making sure that the harvest and the winemaking process in a very sterile and clean winemaking facility was just made the right way. And this is very organic in philosophy, once again. So this right here, the joke with this is that this wine came with a certificate saying that this wine was supervised by the only trustworthy rabbi in Spain, which is pretty funny from some people have told me. So this wine right here, you would smell it, you wouldn't think this was kosher at all because it doesn't smell or taste anything like the Manischewitz that your mom and dad and grandparents drank. So kosher wine these days tastes like every other wine on the market. Stop on by to the Urban Grape and we'll break your thoughts on kosher wine and get you some good stuff. Thanks. Mazel tov.